Hey everyone, I know I've been making a lot of makeup tutorial videos, which I do love to do because it's really fun and it's just fun to make yourself up and look pretty, but my main passion really is hair and hair care specifically. The reason why you guys did not really kind of go on my healthy hair care journey with me was because I was pregnant for most of that time and I just did not feel like making videos while pregnant. Like, I was just not myself. So I've already kind of learned a lot and I want to share it with you now. So here we go. So this is going to be a beginner's guide to building a healthy hair care regimen, okay? These steps and techniques and products can obviously be tweaked to what you individually need, but the most important thing you can do right now is to learn your hair. So before you learn your hair, you need to start somewhere. Like I said, pay attention to the ingredients and products. Pay attention to how your hair reacts to certain styles, products, how it acts, wet versus dry. And, you know, write down these things so that you remember, or keep a mental note of what works and what doesn't, so that you can really fine-tune your hair care regimen to your specific hair needs. Until you get to the point where you have learned your hair, though, these are just a few basic steps that will definitely point you in the right direction towards a healthy hair care regimen. Okay, so this is so important, so important. The first thing we can do is to stop with the elaborate styling, okay? Temporarily stop with the hair extensions, stop with the colors, the color treatments, stop with the chemical treatments, perms and relaxers. Just stop messing with your hair. Just kind of lessen the manipulation on your hair. Okay, so don't try to achieve these like really elaborate styles right now. Just let your hair be. Okay, let your hair be. And it makes sense, because if you're gonna go and put extensions in your hair all the time and try to learn what works for your hair, that doesn't make any sense. How are you gonna learn that with something attached to your hair that's not even yours? Now, I'm assuming that most people who want to get or start a healthy hair care regimen have damaged hair. And they might have damaged hair from coloring and other chemical processes, so definitely stop that, because that's definitely not helping. With makeup and skincare, both of them go on your face, okay, but one of them is for health and maintenance, and the other one is just for aesthetics. So same with hair. Some products are just to make your hair look a certain way, other products are to maintain the healthier hair. So that's what I'm talking about, purely. Only health and maintenance, not how to look a certain way, how to make sure your hair is always straight, how to make sure your hair always looks good. Because first of all, your hair will always look good if it's healthy. If you try to get a certain style or a certain color on some damaged hair, it's just going to look bad anyway, no matter what you do to it. So at least start off with a good slate and then do whatever you want. Hopefully you'll want to do things that maintain the health of that hair, though. 2, since you're not going to be going through all the manipulation and styling, you want to wear your hair in simple styles that don't encourage tangles, okay? Such as buns, braids, not tight braids, okay? Ponytails, again, not tight. You don't want it to the point where you have your eyes. That's too freaking tight. Don't do it that tight. And I talk about breakage in my other videos, so there's a lot of steps to prevent breakage, which is a key element in maintaining healthy hair, but this is just more so about the regimen, what you should do weekly to maintain your hair. Wet your hair at least 3 days out of the week. Moisture equals water. Not letting water touch your hair for a long period of time is not good. Nothing can replace water for moisture. some products are moisturizing because they have water as the main ingredient, okay? But just putting plain water in your hair is good. This does not mean to shampoo your hair 3 times a week. Definitely not. Does not mean to condition your hair 3 times a week. You don't have to do that either. Just to wet your hair 3 times a week. Most people with damaged hair have dry, brittle hair. The solution to that is moisture, water. After wetting the hair, apply a leave-in. It should have water as the main ingredient. Now, you're going to experiment with different leave-ins, whether you want creamy or liquid. But yeah, you're going to have to figure that out. But I'm going to give you a few suggestions. For liquid, you can start off by trying Infusium 23 leave-in. Looks like that. I got a big one because I use it all the time. Infusium 23 leave-in is a good one. For cream, you can try Neutrogena Triple Moisture. Looks like that. Comes in a smaller one too, smaller container. And you could even mix aloe vera juice in the leave-in. I suggest this because it closes the cuticle, and so that's going to leave your hair looking shiny and smoother and less prone to breakage. Okay. You can also use John Frieda Secret Weapon Flawless Finishing Cream. I like this. I love the smell. And this is a good one. I believe this is a good one. But really it just depends on what type of hair you have, because I don't use this anymore because I like Triple Moisture better. My hair needed a thicker consistency. This was a little too thin. If your hair is more wavy and not as curly or big or whatever, then this might be for you. So just try different things, okay guys? Oh. Some people even like this, Cantu Shea Butter. And these are all products that I was trying along the way last year, when I was really trying to see what worked for my hair. So I've accumulated a number of products, some of which I don't use anymore because I found things that were better, and now I kind of just stick to that stuff. But I do have other products that I was just trying, and I could use them depending on what I'm trying to achieve in terms of a look. Now that I've got the basics down and I got the health down, to achieve a look, I could use these products, but I don't really use this every day because it doesn't work for my hair as I thought it would. But it could work for you. So Cantu Shea Butter Leave-In Conditioning Repair Cream. And again, all of these products that I just listed, water was the first ingredient. So they're going to be moisturizing and they're leave-ins, okay? After you do a leave-in, seal your hair. Now, to seal your hair means to lock in the moisture with something. You put something on it to lock in the moisture, because otherwise your hair is porous, so it's going to dry. The moisture is going to leave your hair strands. So you need something to seal the moisture in the hair strands. So there's different things you can use. You can use oils. You can use shea butter. You can use serums that have silicone in them. Now, silicone is good and bad. Silicone locks in moisture, which is good, but it also keeps other moisture in the air and the environment from getting into the hair strand. So it's kind of good for if you want like a straight style, but once again, we're not talking about styles. So silicone can work for locking in moisture, but it will lock out moisture from the environment. That's just a note. So some oils that I would suggest. Coconut oil. Now, I didn't want to try coconut oil at first because I thought, ew, I don't want to smell like that. It doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't smell like anything. Not even the faintest smell. I can't smell anything when I open this. It doesn't smell like coconuts at all. This is a really good one. It's really light. Something heavier. Olive oil. Okay, for some reason someone took the olive oil out of my collection. Yeah, you guys know what olive oil looks like. So extra virgin olive oil is good. Third, castor oil. Castor oil is thicker than olive oil. It just depends on your hair texture and what feels good to you. But all of these lock in moisture, okay? Now for the serums, you could use BioSilk. BioSilk. to lock in moisture, or any other serum of your choice. The John Frieda makes them. Cheese Silk Infusions is pretty much like a serum that would lock in moisture. But I've never used serums like that on wet hair, so I don't really know what that would do, but it might work for someone. Or you can use shea butter. So the Cantu leave-in shea butter that I showed you is not shea butter. Raw, pure shea butter, you can Google it, but it looks different depending on what company actually. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it looks off-white or beige, but whatever. Raw shea butter is good for certain textures as well, so look into that. Those will all seal in moisture. Okay, 6. If your hair has been chemically treated, your hair has been chemically altered in that the bonds, the protein bonds of your hair have been broken down. Now, they've been broken down because you wanted your hair to be a certain color, because you wanted your hair to be curly, or because you wanted your hair to be straight. Whatever the reason, it breaks down the protein bonds. So you might need protein in your regimen to build your hair back up and to build the strength back up. Protein treatments are key for people with chemically altered hair, but I would say that they can be detrimental if you don't use the right one. So err on the side of caution and start with the mildest form of protein treatment and work your way up. Now, I started using this Apogee Keratin 2-minute reconstructor, okay? I don't know if this really worked for me. I might have needed something a little bit more mild, but I did see less breakage because I did have color in my hair last year. And there's still a little bit at the ends. That's why it's like kind of ready in some videos at the ends. But anyway, I think this did help with some of the breakage. So, you know, figure out what's best for you. Really look into the different levels of proteins and which ones are stronger. I might even do a video on that because that's interesting to me and I don't really know all the answers when it comes to protein treatments, okay guys? But you could try this one. I would say this one is like a medium one. I wouldn't say this was the mildest though. Now you want to wash your hair with shampoo once a week. Actually wash it. So, this could be included in the 3 times that you wet your hair every week, or you could wet your hair 3 times a week and then wash it once, so that's 4 times really. But whatever the case is, wash your hair once a week. The scalp needs to be cleaned. You're going to have buildup on your scalp, so you want to clean it. Okay, it just makes sense. Now, again, this is different for different people. Some people have an oily scalp, some people have a dry scalp. See what works for you and see what type of scalp and hair you have. If your hair is oily, your scalp is oily, you may need to wash more or less. Sometimes washing too much can encourage more oil. You really just have to see what works for you. But for me, I have a normal scalp, I guess. It's not really dry or wet or oily, so I just wash once a week. Now you want to wash, I talked about this in the breakage video, but you want to wash the scalp and massage with the pads of your fingers. Do not use your nails. Do not use your nails. Okay, scratching your scalp, that just irritates everything. And do not really apply shampoo to the hair strand. There's no need for that because it's just going to rinse through anyway, okay? And your hair is not really dirty. It's really the scalp that needs to be cleaned. That's what you're really focusing on. If your hair is severely damaged, and I've seen so many people who have just hair that is just so severely damaged that I would not even suggest that they use a shampoo with detergent or sulfate in it, okay? Think about it this way. If you have a beautiful Vera Wang dress, okay, made of some of the best materials ever, most expensive ever, something you really cherish, you're not going to go and throw some shout on it and wash it like it's just a dirty t-shirt, you know? You're going to use something a little bit more gentle to preserve the fiber of the dress. Same with your hair, especially if it's extremely damaged. You're not going to go and throw something with detergent, throw a shampoo with detergent or sulfates on your hair, okay? So if you need something that's sulfate free, which I did start off doing, by the way, because I just didn't want anything to damage my hair, I use and I still do sometimes, Alterna Hemp Organics shampoo. It has no sulfates in it, guys, okay? You can also use Tresemme Naturals. I believe that line has no sulfates. But if your hair is, you know, okay, and you've tried it and it's not really doing any damage, you can go ahead and use something with sulfates just to thoroughly clean the scalp. And I don't know, there's a lot of different shampoos out there, guys, but I mean, I like, once again, Infusium 23 for that shampoo, okay? Moisture replenisher. I don't really know how replenishing a sulfate shampoo can really be, but whatever. I just use it to wash my scalp once a week. Okay, after you wash, you want to deep condition, okay? Deep conditioning once a week is where you use a creamy conditioner, thicker than a normal conditioner, and you use it all over your hair, and you let it just sit in your hair for an extended period of time. Sometimes people sit under a heated cap or something like that. I don't have one. I want one, but I don't have one. So I just deep condition all night. I just sleep with it on and wake up the next morning and wash it out. I would suggest a creamy conditioner, once again, such as Sally's line Ion Color Defense Intense Moisture, okay? I don't really have color in my hair anymore, but this is really, really nourishing for your hair. I really love this, and I think this was like, this whole big thing was like $10, so to me that's kind of good. There's other ones out there, but don't just go and pick up something that says deep conditioner on it. Sometimes it's really not all that conditioning, and you need something thick and really creamy. Let me show you the consistency of this stuff. Like, first of all, if I took off the cap and did like that, it would really slowly move down and kind of, I don't know, it's not creamy, it's not watery at all. It's not going to just pour out of the bottle. It would roll out slowly. And here, it's like that. Oh, and it smells like almonds. It smells so good. But it's like that, see? Thick. I made a mess. Now I also put oils in my deep conditioners because natural oils and essential oils really do repair your hair. You need to read up on what does what, though, okay? Oils aren't ever going to hurt. They're not going to damage your hair, but you need to read up on exactly what oil you need, depending on what you're trying to do. If you want shine, if you want more moisture, whatever, you just have to look it up. I put castor oil in mine because I want my hair to be thicker and shiny, and I just love castor oil. I think it works really well for me. But yeah, that's up to you. I might have another video on oils and an in-depth look into what oils do for your hair. Okay, so you want to do that. After you rinse out the deep conditioner and everything, obviously you want to go back to the leave-in step. You know, we talked about that earlier, where you apply the leave-ins and then seal your hair again. Every time you wet your hair, you apply the leave-ins and you seal your hair. Okay, after you wash, after you deep condition. Okay, 9. Never let your hair feel dry. You feel your hair and it feels dry and brittle or crunchy or something, you've waited too long to moisturize. A good thing to do every night is just to re-moisturize and seal your hair. That means applying the leave-in and then applying whatever you use to seal in the moisture, at least to the ends. And 10, this is obvious, stop heat styling. Just don't do it for a while. Once again, that goes with not really worrying about aesthetics of how your hair should look. Don't worry about that. Not saying that you want to look crazy again, but you don't need to use heat on your hair for this time period while you're trying to repair your hair. Instead, if you want your hair to still be kind of like slicked or kind of straight, you can sleep with some type of like scarf to like tie down the edges and tie down the top, so you can still wear a ponytail or a bun or whatever and not have like hair sticking out, or especially if you have super curly hair, you know. So you can use a scarf or something. Don't use gel. It's drying. It's very drying. Someone suggested this, so I'll show it to you. I never really used this because I didn't have to, but Proclaim Crystal Ice, and that was for, this is a pomade and it just smooths down your hair. It smells like lemons. It's really weird. It's like jelly or something. I don't know, it's a strange consistency. It smells kind of good. It doesn't feel greasy and sticky, which is great. And it says it has aloe and protein enriched formula. You want to pay attention to how much protein you're putting in your hair. The Infusium 23 shampoo has protein in it. The leave-in has protein in it. Very, 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 very mild, okay? So it's not really doing anything. I mean, it's not really like a protein overload on my hair when I use it. But you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the products that have protein in them, because you might need to take them out or add more depending on what it's doing to your hair. So yeah, I think this is a good one to just smooth down the edges at night without using any heat. Proclaim Crystal Ice Professional Care. Give it a try. I think that's it. I think we covered the bases of just how to get started, how many times to wash a week, how many times to deep condition a week, how to keep your hair moisturized at all times, what type of leave-ins to use, and yeah, any questions, you guys just write me a message, leave a comment, whatever. But I really do want to help people learn how to take care of their hair. I really care about that. I mean, people ask me how I changed my hair, because when I first got on YouTube, you guys saw my hair was like this, because I had just cut it because it was so damaged, and I didn't know what I was doing. But the year that I took to just take care of it, I've seen brilliant results, and I've cut my hair several times during that year just to cut off a lot of the damage. So my hair would have been longer, but I wanted to cut off all the damage. But I've still seen a lot of progress, and people ask me how, and I can't just run down all these tips and steps to them in a simple conversation. But hopefully the video helps, and you guys have any more questions, like I said, just ask. Take care.